Hi, my name is Britt Humbert, registered dietitian at the UNC Wellness Center. And so what we're going to do today is make a quinoa salad. It is high in protein, it is high in fiber. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get a bowl and we're going to make the salad dressing first. One of my first ingredients that I'm going to use is marinated artichoke hearts. We're not going to dump the whole thing in. I'm going to try to open it. But I am going to use some of the marinade first. I want about a quarter cup of this reserve marinade. I'm just going to dump that right into the bottom of the bowl. A quarter cup of vinegar. I'm using apple cider vinegar here. I really like mustard because it actually has a little bit of lecithin in it and it helps bring oil and water together. So it helps it like make a nice emulsion. A dash of soy sauce, about a half a teaspoon. Just enough, it's undetectable, it's just a teeny tiny little bit. A half a cup of olive oil. Whisk to combine. Now, I'm going to want to season this a little bit more. So I'm going to give it 2 pinches. And you know, a pinch for me is like 2 of the front fingers and 1 thumb. But you can season to taste. If you prefer not to have so much salt, then don't do it. Just going to give it a quick stir. I'm going to add the quinoa. So I cooked this ahead of time. So quinoa can get a little bit bitter. If you rinse it in like a colander before you cook it on the stove, rinse it again, rinse it one more time, it really does get rid of all that bitterness and makes it much more well accepted by the family. This is 2 cups dry quinoa in 4 cups of water, and I followed the package directions and I simmered it on the stove for 15 minutes until all the water is absorbed. Fluffed it up with a fork a little, and I'm just going to dump it in. It's still kind of warm, so it kind of absorbs some of the salad dressing, gets it flavored. Stir that in and let it absorb all those gorgeous flavors. Now comes the fun part. You can pretty much add whatever you want to this. 4 ounces of crumbled goat cheese. So quinoa, funny thing, is not only a grain, but is also get the package open. It's also really, really high in protein. For every quarter cup of dry quinoa you eat, it's about 6 to 7 grams of a complete vegetable protein. So this is great if you happen to be a vegetarian or a vegan. Obviously, I'm adding cheese to this, so this is no longer vegan. So that's 4 ounces of crumbled goat cheese. I'm also adding 2 pints of cherry tomatoes. This is not all cherry tomatoes. This is also a couple of cubed regular tomatoes because I had them on hand. One of the great things about this is you can use it to use up your leftovers. You know, I know a lot of parents and just a lot of people in general, when they're thinking about what to eat for lunch, they say, I eat leftovers. This is a different way to use some of these leftovers and create something that doesn't quite feel like a leftover, let's just say. Cut up a cucumber, cube this into small little bite-sized pieces. And then you just kind of want to, every so often you hear me like, here's things that I love. I love tongs. I also have a huge fetish for cutting boards. I love a good, big, solid, sturdy, well cared for, oiled cutting board. Those are some of my favorite things. See, isn't that pretty? That's pretty, pretty, pretty. 12-ounce jar of marinated artichokes, because I had it in the fridge, in the pantry. We have a bit of an olive fetish in our family. So my kids and I, we are big fans of black olives. So is my husband. Actually, I don't know if he's a big fan of it, but he doesn't mind them. What else? Green onion. And they just make a lot of dishes more special. So keep them around and slice them up and use them. I love them. I'm gonna use this, cut the white parts off, and just slice up. I'm not gonna use a lot of the green, just a little bit of the light green. Very fresh, very beautiful. So quinoa, very high in protein. The cheese adds more protein, but I'm not done. So what I like to do, one of my biggest favorite things in the whole wide world are little containers to prep. So I'm just gonna go right into these little bowls, stick them in the fridge, have them for lunch, It's just easy to have on hand. It doesn't take that long to make. Own it. You're hungry between lunch and dinner. So these ones are cute for like just a little, like you want to grab something, you're not really sure, you want something kind of healthy. Because snack time should not be avoided, it should be planned. Look at all this food I'm making, and I still have some stuff left, so I'm probably going to serve this with chicken for dinner. High protein lunch number 2, quinoa, feta, olive, and artichoke salad. Have a great day. Bye.